Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. What does that mean? Okay, today's going to be an attempt to make a much shorter video to help you understand something that will help women to be very, very attracted to you and open their hearts to love you. So men and women literally communicate in two different languages, as I've always said, and we communicate and speak on two different levels. There are different levels to this game. Now, don't get your ego all bruised. It doesn't mean they're better than you or anything like that. It just means it's like a different level. Like you're in a building, you're on the 11th floor, or you're on the 12th floor. Now, I'm going to replay a clip from a video of about 3 days ago. Okay, here it is right now. Okay, so I just found a clip that I made a copy of a young lady talking about what it is that women need in a relationship, and on a surface level it explains what my course is about. My course teaches you how to do it on a deeper level. Why men just don't get it. Now, did you get turned on by what I just said a couple seconds ago? Because what I said was extremely XXX rated pornographic communication. So I was talking about my course, Communication Deeper Level, and then I said how to do it on a deeper level. A woman will take that in both the left brain logical way, he's talking about communication, and then she'll go over to the right brain and go, ooh, do it on a deeper level. The art of romantic seduction is an art. Why do you think I'm using the word more? Yes, guys, that word can turn a woman on. See, the art of romantic female right brain seduction is very subtle. It is very classy. It is very respectful, but it is really, really, really XXX rated. The challenge is you can't see it, hear it, or feel it from the logical left brain. And women always ask me, I don't understand, why do you have to tell them that? Because they don't understand that. They don't see it, hear it, or feel it. It goes right past their head, right past their brain. This isn't love coaching. This is love mastery. This isn't seduction. This is romantic seduction mastery. Once you truly see it, you'll never not see it again. You can't turn away from it. You'll see it everywhere. Okay, now let's get into communication. But why, Mike? Because communication turns women on. Right brain, not logical, right brain communication. And this can save your marriage and your relationship, and it'll stop arguing and fighting and frustrations and anger and hurt and misunderstandings. Now, let me just throw something out there. I'm not going to go into detail in this video, but I'm going to teach you something that's going to make you go, huh, no shit, I did not know that. So where is anger, frustration, misunderstanding, miscommunication, hurt, all those things? It's the left brain. The left brain is the frustration brain because it's the closed brain. The right brain opens up to receive communication. The left brain closes to deflect and to defend and change communication. I know the word I'm missing, arguing. Where's arguing? Arguing, again, is the left brain process. The right brain, people don't care what you think or believe or value. They just want to know and understand. What do you think? What do you believe? What is your perception? How do you see it? They don't care what it is. They just want to understand. Whereas the left brain is, it's right or wrong. Right? If you don't think the way I think, then you're wrong, and I have to prove that you're wrong. Because the two lines come together like the tip of an arrow, and it closes everything out. And you won't let anything in that you don't already have. And therefore, you stunt your growth and learning and development. I'm going to say this again. Social power comes from your right brain. Okay, let's get into this video right now. Okay, here we go. Have you ever heard a woman, or maybe not in person, or maybe it was your father's wife, or your girlfriend or fiance or wife or ex-wife, or maybe it was a woman you dated in high school, college, maybe it was a movie, maybe it was a song. Have you ever heard a woman say, "You don't speak to my heart"? Or they might say, "You don't really love me. You never talk to me. You don't speak to my heart," and etc. Okay, I'll try to find another phrase, but essentially it's, "You never talk to my heart or my emotions." Something along the lines of that, okay? The problem with being logical is you get stuck thinking humans are logical. No, we are not. This is one of the first things I learned. Maybe not the first thing, but once I got this, it's like, holy shit. I always thought you had to make sense and be logical with people for them to understand you. No, it's not logical at all. And this includes men. And here's the funny thing, men's the ones who harp the most about logic, and yet they are generally, and I mean in the majority, the least logical of the creatures of between men and women. Men are not logical at all, like at all, like very little, like 3% maybe. Because the job of the logical brain is to block out all of reality, which means you're not in logic at all. You're not dealing with reality. You're living in a false reality, which, unless that's your definition of logic, but to me, that's not logic at all. All right, here's what I mean. So one of the things we learned in NLP was you had to do the home study courses before you went to the trainings, and it took a while. Like generally, it was like you had to study every day for about 2 or 3 hours, and it took you about 3 months just to get through the practitioner series, and then you went to the training. Otherwise, you'd kind of be lost. So one of the things you learn is something called the predicate system, okay? And the predicate system is one of the tools to gain rapport with someone's unconscious mind. And yes, I teach this in the course Crack the Female Code, but I teach a much more in-depth form of rapport with her unconscious mind and her emotional heart. So we learned the predicate system. I'm going to give you a brief gist of it, because otherwise this video would go on for an hour, and I'm not going to do that. We speak in 4 unconscious sub-languages. Now there's other languages, by the way. And one of the main ones I teach men is the right brain's female language, because when you speak her language, she understands you, she likes you, she wants to be with you. But if you don't, she's going to walk away. And the same thing if you don't speak someone's unconscious predicate system. Now the predicate system is very simple. There's the visual language. Okay, by the way, the word predicate's a big word. It just means visual, auditory, kinesthetic, auditory, digital. That's all it means. In fact, put that word aside. There's 4 unconscious languages: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, auditory, digital. Visual are words like see, look, picture. Bright and shiny, show me. Now I'm pointing to my eye because these are visual predicates, visual words. That's another. So the word words is equivalent to predicates. So there are visual words. Again, I'm pointing to my eye. Now I'm going to point to my ear. These are auditory words. I'm pointing to my ear. You can hear what I'm saying. Talk to me. That sounds right. Those are auditory words. Now, for those of you who are auditory, you're like, Your unconscious mind tunes in when someone, here's another one, speaks. Here's another one. Your language. Those are all auditory. Hear, talk, sounds, language, speaks. Okay, those are all, again, and there's more words. Those aren't the only ones. I'm just going to give you a brief, synopsis of this. Now, the kinesthetic language means touch and feel. It's when you're physically feeling and getting a feeling about something, okay? Those people will say things like, I get, because it's like you're reaching out with your hand to get something. I get a hold of that concept. I have a good feeling. That guy rubs me wrong. Now, I'm rubbing my arm. Like that rubs me wrong. These are all feeling words. They like to use the word touch, feel, get a hold of, and grab, okay? Then there's the auditory digital. This is when you're in the computer digital thinking part of your brain. Those people use words like, that makes sense. That's logical. Let me think about it. Digital. See, all the computer, the word analytical, those people would like to use the phrase makes sense a lot and let me think about it. They love those 2 words. So here's what happens. When you speak someone's unconscious language, boom, like a little child, they look at you, they kind of sit up, they'll sit up about a half an inch, their eyes will open just a little bit more, and they'll have just a slight smile. You'll see everything shift, and now they're tuned into you. Now here's the deal. This isn't logical at all. I was at dinner in Pennsylvania. I was taking another 5-week NLP training, and I went to dinner. It was the first night there. I didn't really meet anyone yet or connect with anyone, so I was tired. I just flew in earlier that morning. I took, we did like 7 hours that day, and I was just like, I got to get something, got to go to bed. And this guy. Now I sat by myself up on this bar. It was like a dinner restaurant kind of thing with a bar, and they had chairs around the bar. Big bar. So I went and sat where nobody was at. Of course, I think it was a professor at the University of Pennsylvania. He comes and sits right next to me, and I kind of looked at him like, really, dude? Like, out of all the chairs? So I said a kinesthetic word, and he gets all pissy. Oh, I hate it when people use those words. Like, I feel you, and I get what you're saying. And he's all pissed off at me. Just uneducated. And I go, think about it for a moment. Now, I'm just speaking his language. Think. Right? Makes sense. Analytical. I go, think about this for a moment. When you think about it, analytically, it actually makes sense. And he looks at me. Now, here's the thing. I didn't say anything. I just said, think, analytical, makes sense. He turns. He takes a deep breath. Yeah, that makes sense. When you think about it, he just starts going. So all of a sudden, instantaneously, we're best buddies. You have to understand, this guy berated me for about 3 or 4 minutes, and he yelled at me in front of all these people. And the bartender walked over kind of like, hey, calm down, man. And here's the thing. I didn't do anything offensive. I didn't tell him to fuck off. I didn't smack him. I didn't throw a drink in his face. Nothing. He just came over, and I used 1 or 2 kinesthetic words, and he lost his shit. And guess what? You do that too. If you've been married, there have been times when your wife says, look, I'm trying to show you this, and you're in auditory, you go, I can't hear what you're saying. Why don't you just talk to me? Just tell me what you mean. She's like, I'm trying to show you. Visual, auditory. You will go to war over these little frickin' predicate systems, and it doesn't make logical sense. But when you use their system, they open up. And yes, this does increase your sales. If you're in business or if you're a salesman. Without this tool, you're screwed. Now, I'm using this to set something else up. So this was a huge life lesson for me. Every time I do this, for the first 2 years, I was just blown away. Like, wow, I went from someone getting pissed off at me because unconsciously I'll speak my own predicates. And if it doesn't match theirs, they get all grumpy and pissy and, or whatever. And I kind of tune like, oh, they just said auditory. Oh, shit, I got to say their language. I got to speak their predicate. So it was a life-changing moment for me. Now, let's go to the female system. This is different. I made a couple videos about this to try to explain it to you. They were longer videos. And I'm going to get right to the point right now. Have you ever heard a woman, whether it was in a movie, in person, to you, to your buddy, or wherever, say, you don't talk to my heart, you don't love me, and you're just like, what the fuck, I just bought you a brand new car, yeah, and she smashes the car and throws the roses on the ground, you don't love me. There's literally a literal physical way to speak to a woman's heart. There are hidden patterns that I reveal in my course, Crack the Female Code, and I'm going to give you one in just a second. The things that happen on the planet, on the world, on every level, and I'm going to prove it to you right now, from mentally, emotionally, sexually, physically, energetically, and spiritually, including financially. What do you mean? Alright, let's go back to the old pickup artist days about 15, 20 years ago. One of the things that we discovered and learned and figured out is when you walk up to a group of women, if they're, okay, here's what's going on. You're at the mall, you're at a store, or you're at a club or a coffee shop, and there's 3, 4, 5 girls together, females, and you're like, whoa, that girl's so cute, and you really like this one girl. Well, what do men do? They break rapport, they destroy, they smash rapport, and piss all the girls off. They're like, get away from us, you creep! You broke rapport. Women, when they're together, they're in the right brain. You walk up in your logical, linear, laser beam brain. The narrow folks, when you're looking down a tube, where they're expanded wide open, processing in a different processor. If you don't open up to your right brain and process in the right brain processor, you're already dead. If you come in with that, it's literally like 2 laser beams coming out of your eyes to a pinpoint, like the tip of an arrow, like you're plowing through them, and that's what men do. And you're like, what are you talking about? I don't do it. All men do it. And then when I pop you out, you're like, oh shit, I was doing that. Yeah, you were doing all. Oh, no wonder why women were telling me to fuck off. Yeah. We take you from being Captain Dumbass and we turn you into Captain Awesome. And now women will open up to you. So here's the tool that I'm talking about. So that last piece, I literally told you what to do and even kind of how to do it. When we do go in the course, I will make it so obvious. You will see it and hear it clearly. So let's go on to the next piece. So now, when a woman says, you don't speak to me, you don't speak to, this is the other one, you don't speak to who I truly am. You never talk to the real me inside. You never speak to my heart. You don't love me. What exactly is she talking about? So when you walk up to a group of girls and there's one girl that you really like, you're like, man, she's cuter, she's hotter, she's the one for me, right? What do most men do? They walk up to that girl and they talk to her and they talk to her. They might kind of nod at the other girls, but they talk to her. And we learned in the pickup artist community, don't do that because all the other girls are going to get pissed off and they're going to push you away. And that girl's going to look at you like, wow, you don't have any social skills. That's freaking rude. Get away from me. Because remember, her mating system is connected to her right brain's communication center, which is the social skills language. It's the right brain relationship brain. If you don't have these skills, her mating system goes, oh, you're not attractive. See, guys think, oh, it's all about visual, the way you look. No, your mating system is connected to your optic nerve, which connects to your eyes. So you look at a woman to see if she's pretty. You think visual is attraction. To a woman, it's auditory right brain communication and right brain body language. So when a woman says, oh, that man's handsome, she's talking about his body language, his expressions, the way he uses right brain body language. If you use logical left brain mechanical body language, it's a turn off, meaning you're not attractive. So once again, men get screwed up because when a woman says, oh, he's so attractive, like, oh, it's because he's taller, oh, it's because it's this. No. She's talking about his body language, tonality, and the words that he uses unconsciously. So you think it's about looks, and she's like, no, it's about social skills. Now, what I'm about to tell you is really just to prep you for the final piece. So in the pickup artist community, we learned like, oh, you should never ever approach a group and only talk to one woman. In fact, what you should do, the woman that you like is the one that you should ignore. You should say hello to all of them, even her, but then turn to the other women and act like you don't like her, because then the other girls will be like, oh, this guy's really cool. He's meeting all of us. Now listen closely. He's talking to all of us. He's not just isolating her and blocking us out. Nobody likes to be blocked out. It shows poor social skills. Ask any woman. Ask your mother. Say, is poor social skills a turnoff to a woman? She's going to drop her jaw and go, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You got to understand, women are neurologically wired. There's a nerve that's wired to this right brain system. It's the social system, the relationship system. And they're blown away like, how do men not get this? Because they're wired that way, so they assume that you are too, but you're not. When you learn how to do this stuff, you become a powerhouse when it comes to dating, relationships, life, business, and sales. Now, here's the funny thing. You have to talk to each one of the parts in the group, each one of the people, each one of the women, right? Now watch this. When you talk to a woman, and this is the message, this is the lesson, this is the tactic, or not tactic, but technique. When you talk to a woman, she has a left brain like yours. It's the logical left brain male processor. That's the left hemisphere. The right side, the right hemisphere, is the female brain. What do most men do? They walk up to women, their wife, their girlfriend, or girl they like, and they speak logic. They use the left brain. Here's the deal. Her left brain goes, got it, I understand you. This guy's cool. And the right brain's going, hello, Mr. No Social Skills. Hello, I'm right here. And she's getting pissed. Remember when I told you all of this stuff is on every level, mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually, financially? It's the same thing. When you approach a group of women, if you block out all the other women except the one you like, they're going to get pissed, and the one you like is going to look at you like, wow, you have no social skills, what a turnoff, get the hell out of here. It's the same thing when you're talking to a woman by herself, whether it's your wife or girl you just approached at the mall or whatever. Her right brain is like another girl. And it's going, hello, I'm right here. Am I invisible to you? And most men have no idea. This is what a woman means when she says, you don't speak to my heart. Because the right brain is connected to her heart, her emotions and feelings, and yours too. So here's what you do. This is just one skill. Now there's more patterns, but this is one basic one that is something you can do right now. What does that mean, Mike? So when you walk up to them and say, hey, how's it going? Blah, 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 blah. She goes, oh, I'm doing fine. So when you say something to a woman, her left brain, it's the same processor. It uses the same language in the same direction. It understands your left brain. But then you got to go to her right brain and go, and what that means is blah, 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 blah. Done. Yes, it's that simple. It's just like saying think, make sense, logical, analytical, or to a visual person, I see what you mean. That looks right. Or auditory, that sounds right. Talk to me, listen to me. I hear what you're saying, bro. Now here's why this works and why it makes sense. Because the right brain is always looking for a deeper meaning. Okay, remember I said we're on different levels, like the 12th floor, the 11th floor? The left brain is literally on the surface level. The right brain takes an elevator and goes down into deeper levels. And there are a multitude of levels. So if you're on your left surface level brain, her left surface level brain understands you. But the right brain's going, hello, McFly. Now here's my point. The left brain is surface level. It doesn't look for deeper meaning. But the right brain does. It is neurologically hardwired to always look for a deeper meaning in everything that you say. If you don't give her a deeper meaning, her brain has to spin and spin and spin and try to figure out, well, what does this really mean? Versus, why don't you just tell her? Because men don't know that you're supposed to. Now here's the thing, it's really easy. Remember I used the story where a guy and his girlfriend lived up above the mini mart. They lived in a big city, and you had to walk up like 12 steps to go upstairs to the second floor, and their apartment was right above the mini mart. And he goes, hey babe, I'm going to go down to the mini mart to get some ice cream. Do you want something? No, I'm good. He walks out the door, and her right brain goes, well, what does that mean? And she spins and spins. Well, is he mad at me? Does he need his space? Or what does that mean? Does it mean he's going to break up with you? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'll be alone. What does that mean? Oh. And she starts to cry. And then she goes, wait a minute. Silly Sally with the big titties is at work today at the mini mart. What does that mean? Well, that means he might like her. What does that mean? Maybe that's why he's going there. What does that mean? Oh, he's going to have sex with her. Oh my God, he's going to cheat on me. And by the time you walk in the door, she's like, you're a fucking silly Sally. And he's like, I'm not fucking anyone. What are you talking about? Literally, here's all you have to do, and I'm not joking, and it sounds stupid. And like I said, none of this is logical. It's not logical. I'm telling you. You say, hey, babe, I'm going to go to the ice cream store to get some vanilla ice cream. Her left brain goes, click, click, got it, check, good. But then her right brain goes, well, what does that mean? And if you don't tell her, you leave her with a blank slate to come up with any and she will come up with any and every possibility. All you have to do is say, and what that means is. Her right brain goes, oh, meaning, thank you. You could even say, and what a deeper meaning of this is, I'm going to go get some vanilla ice cream at the store. See, here's the thing, guys. It's not logical. It doesn't have to mean anything. But you do have to tell her right brain this is what this means. Otherwise, it's left with a blank. And women don't like it with the blank. Okay, by the way, this is why women think men lie all the time. Because her right brain goes, well, I don't understand. Why won't he tell me what that means? Is he cheating on me? Is he lying? Is he breaking up with me? Is he going to leave me? She has to guess. Now you're thinking, well, why do they have to do that? It's like a car. Once you start the engine, it just runs. It doesn't stop unless you turn it off. Her right brain does this automatically. It's hardwired this way. And you're not going to change it. Well, just stop doing that. That's like telling a car to stop fucking working. Why would you do that? In the middle of a highway. Well, just don't do that. It's not the way it works. Once it starts and goes, it's going until you pull over, stop, and turn off the ignition. So once you opened your mouth, you just started the ignition and now it's running all over systems. But Mike, what does that mean? By the way, you can ask her that. Women will love to answer that. It will increase communication and she'll really be happy. All right, that's it, guys. If you liked the video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go and make a comment. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code, to learn more about these techniques, skills, and abilities. Now, here's the thing. Well, how is that seductive? Trust me, when you give a woman meaning, it triggers her right brain, which triggers her mating system, because her mating system is connected to her right brain. Click subscribe, click the like button, make a comment, buy one of my books, my dating relationship books, Crack the Female Code, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.